Good morning, it's Garden Gangster Florida back again. Something's going on out front for the past couple weeks, and it's about at its peak. So I was going to show you that before we get started today. Well, we're out front. Just wanted to show you what goes on every year here at Garden Gangster Florida's house when spring here. Let me turn this camera around. You can see the jasmine that wraps around pretty much half the yard. So man, you just, as you can imagine, the smell that's coming from this jasmine is just wonderful. It is just wonderful. I mean, you walk into, people walking down the street just love to come by and smell it, rub their hands through it. Neighbors mention it once in a while when they're out. They said, man, that jasmine smells so wonderful. It's crazy smelling good. I know y'all probably smelled jasmine before, but when you have as much as this is around your house, it is, I mean, just smells so wonderful. Wow. Smells so good. And of course, there'll be bees all over this. Of course, birds have many nests in here. Known over the years, all kinds of birds have nests in these jasmine. One day we were cutting the jasmine back and kind of peered in. To our surprise, it had bluebird eggs. I mean, little light color, blue colored eggs in a nest there. And we're like, oh man, we about cut up the bird's home, but we didn't, thankfully. And of course we left it, and we see bluebirds around here quite often. Well, I guess we'd start in front of the house this time. Usually I have you in the back, but just let you see what's going on in front of the house. Got a hibiscus here that just has so many blooms on it. The tobacco plant is doing well. It's got red in there. Just really doing well. Some pentas and Thai plants. Some kind of salvia. A lily that I don't know what it's doing. More pentas. Shrimp plants. Little shrimps about to bloom everywhere. And of course, our pink mandevilla. Isn't that fantastic? Thai plant. Petunias. If you got someplace in the shade and you want some color, get you some petunias. They just flower all the time. As you see, we got petunias. If you got a shady place, there's always a plant for it. Remember that. If you get full sun place, there's always something for that. Now let's head around back to see what we have going on this week. We have our very last cabbage, and it needs to be picked soon. Okay, let's get to what we really did this past week. Every evening getting these things going was a lot of fun. You know, the starting plants is the fun part. Just watching them grow is the great part, and getting fruit off of them is the wonderful part. So we're in the backyard now, and let me show you what's going on in the backyard. We planted some tomatoes, we planted some peppers, We planted obviously some potatoes. You've seen that in previous videos. But look what's going on now. These are the potatoes. Look at that. They've broke through the ground almost 2 weeks ago. Pretty soon I will be putting dirt right up to almost the very top of this bucket. Those are potatoes right there. They are looking fantastic. Now we have lunchbox red peppers here. Yellow bell peppers. Bunch of yellow bell peppers. Then we have some gypsy sweet right here. The other side of the sidewalk, we've got some tomatoes going. We've got some German Queen tomatoes. And we have some Cherokee purple tomatoes. Gonna be fantastic. While we're on the topic of vegetables, let's show you what I got planted here in seedlings. As you see, we have Roma tomatoes, crimson lettuce, crimson mix lettuce, and we have some cucumbers here, right there. That's what, Ozark pink tomatoes. And we have what, Makers Market More 76 cucumbers there. So if all goes according to somebody's plan, we'll have some nice veggies come summer. Let's take a walk around the garden. Have our shrimp plant doing really well. Got little tiny buds coming up. A foxtail fern. A lily that was just blooming last week or so. I have to give you that, I have to put a picture in there. Get that celosa, something like that, growing here. Dragon's breath. I'll show you more of that in a minute. Calancha. Look at that. Blanket flowers is what this is called. Really, really nice. Look at all the blooms. Oyster plant, looking real pretty. Our pentas are doing so nice. And our purple hibiscus. Man, I'll have to put a picture of one of these because there's so many blooms, but it's hard to catch them when they're blooming on camera. And this is some salvia. Bees just love this. Here's another salvia. Those have a little bit of trumpets on them. You can see that. Hummingbirds love those. They have those little tubes. We have some African irises here, and we just happen to have some blooming. Check this out. Very neat, very neat. Well, I told you in a previous video, the curcuma is finally broke ground. If you can see the little sprouts coming up. There's one over there. This thing is going to be so beautiful. Here's our fire red hibiscus. May not show well on the camera, but boy is it fire red. Such a pretty plant. All the different leaf colors. Notice we have an ant here on our fountain. Kind of cute. Purple pentas coming here. Very nice. Remember in the previous videos we barely had any leaves on this 2 weeks ago. That is our pagoda plant. You have to look up pagoda to see what this thing's supposed to look like, but it has beautiful blooms on it. Here is our salvia. Mystic Spires. Mystic Spires is what it's called. Blue salvia. Red, hot pink, and white pentas. Of course, the butterfly bush. Pretty. We'll get around to the asters in a minute. This is our black diamond hibiscus here. Really, really pretty. Dark leaves. More shrimp plants. Just wait till all these buds start going. Just so awesome. So check this aster plant. Look at that. That is fantastic. They're beautiful. Butterfly plant. Also, we have a cottage garden right here. This, I put out, I guess about 7 different cut stem flowers is coming up here. Kind of looks like weeds at the moment. But these are all going to be beautiful flowers here in a little bit. Got canna lilies growing here. Beautiful canna lilies. Other side of the yard, had to do something with this side of the yard, so I just put some small pentas down, and they're doing real well. Get some color to the yard. We have this passion flower plant here. What's unique about the passion flower plant is that last year and this year it was full of caterpillars. Really full of caterpillars. They ate nearly every leaf off this plant last year, but we figured out, what was going on, and of course we want the caterpillars to grow big and turn into butterflies. So we had a crop of butterflies last year, which was really nice. Just going back over the yard. Looks real pretty. Everything's filling out nice. Red hot hibiscus is doing well. Finally our Kakuma plant's coming up. These light up at night. They're LED, kind of like flowers. It's real pretty at night. I just planted some more of that celosia. Let's go check the name out. So I mentioned the celosia over there. Here they are when they've just been planted. Got yellow, red, and orange here planted this past week. So can't wait till that gets nice and big. That's what we have over here. I'll show you that. I'll remind you, celosia. It's this right here. Real pretty. It's red, hot pink, and yellow growing up together there. Really unique. Well, that's what's going on in the garden this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hit that like and subscribe. You know, it doesn't cost you anything. Sure helps the channel. We'll see you on the next video.